And it's Curbcast. We're back. Episode number 8.
Episode number 8. Yeah.
Dude, how you feeling tonight, Tim?
I'm feeling fantastic.
Heck yeah, that's what I like to hear. We're here in front of the Western Heritage Center, downtown Prescott. It's popping for a Friday night. Got a bunch of good guests lined up. It's going to be a blast.
It is indeed going to be a blast.
It is.
But
it is.
first,
Mr. Rudy.
I would like to do a special thank you to Axiom Hi-Fi. They do a lot of event entertainment, so they'll do like DJing, set up equipment, audio stuff,
lighting, graphics that we got here. Huge reason of why we're here, which brings me along to Digital Realm Studio. They are the go-to producers here in Prescott. They produce film, audio, anything basically you need that has high-quality output, go to them. They got it.
And those guys are not playing around.
Nah, they don't. They don't. Huge reason of why we look so good are those two. So big thank you to them as being our sponsors. Another one that we got going on is Yavapai College. They have been on an episode previously in our pilot season, but they're coming back. They're going to be awesome. And they got an event coming up on
the 11th.
April 11th.
April 11th. Yep, the Yavapalooza. It's going to be like a cool carnival-esque thing. They're going to have like bouncy houses and a bunch of cool stuff like that.
Yeah, live music. DJ Beatmauler from Axiom Hi-Fi is going to be there.
And I'm pretty sure that's just at their parking lot, too.
Yeah.
It's just, they have a nice parking lot. But also a special thank you to the Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah.
They're making a lot of great strides, and they're actually doing a really good thing for this world. They're doing a lot of research, and they're one of the leading scientific research teams on that. And I just think they're doing a good, not just for locally or internationally, just for the entire world. That's a big new thing, and I think that they're really important.
Yeah, they're making change. And speaking of making change and being different, TBD crew, man, those are our guys. The TBD show. They are awesome. They do a lot of different stuff. Sketch comedy, talent shows, local raves. They have so much to offer. They liven our city up. They just bring out the goofy, amazing, awesome vibes that this town has to offer. So huge thanks to them. As well as Prescott Tire Pro. To finish us off, Prescott Tire Pro. They're your go-to automotive industry. If you need work on your car, not just including tires, you go to them. They take care of heating and cooling. They do brakes. They do all sorts of stuff. I know we've gotten a lot of work done in the past by them.
Yeah, they're actually really affordable too.
Yeah, they are, and their customer service is top notch. They have an amazing lobby where you can go get candy. I just be stopping in the lobby every once in a while when I'm dropping off my car.
Take a little lollipop.
Yeah. You already know how it is. But for our listeners who are new, who have never watched us before, we got a game that we play.
And that game is called Topic Roulette.
Yes, sir, it is.
So the premise of Topic Roulette is we have this wheel of topics. And our guest comes on and they spin the topics. And whatever topic it lands on, we torture them with it.
Yep, we got a bunch of preloaded questions for each and every topic that we got, and we just drill them. And it's a good time, quick 5-minute session, open mic. We like to have fun here at the Curbcast. So, that being said, what do you say? You think it's time to get rolling?
I think we should knock this out of the park.
Right on. Put it here, partner. Let's get it on. We'll be back with our first guest. Coming up, we have Dennis Tuberty. Yeah, it was Tuberty. From Western Heritage Center. We'll be back with him in just a second. We're back. It's season 1, episode 8 of the Curbcast. We're here with some really special people in front of the Heritage Center. The
Western Heritage Center.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. But Greg, You want to
sir.
introduce yourself?
Well, yeah, my name is Greg Paul, and I'm, a local, shall we say, radio personality, and I just happen to be involved with a group that works out of the Western Heritage Center, and that is the PAFA Group, which is the Prescott Area Filmmakers Alliance, and we have Mr. Dennis Tuberty and Bob Humphrey.
Humphrey.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
I just,
It took him a second. He was almost there. But so what we do on this segment is we're gonna just gonna ask you some quick questions about you guys, and then we're gonna play a quick game called Topic Roulette. So I'm gonna hop in first with my question, and my question is to you guys. What got you into volunteering for the Western Heritage Center? I don't know if you do, Bob, but
Dennis does.
Dennis, what got you in?
My wife told me to answer an ad that was in the paper about 4 years ago, and she said because I retired, I needed something to do. After we got all the boxes made and put away and stuff like that, and I'm sitting around, and so I made an appointment with the president and CEO, Dennis Gallagher, and I came down and he talked to me for about three sentences, and I was hooked. I knew exactly what he was trying to do here, and I wanted to be a part of it. And it's opened up so many doors for me. And you give your, we're not how do I say? We're not wealthy, but we give our time.
Yeah.
And that was important. And every time I've done that, it's been rewarding. And one of the rewards is starting the Prescott Area Filmmakers Alliance.
Okay.
And so it birthed out of here. So it gave me the confidence. I got to know folks because I go and greet them when they come here. I get to know who they are, their background, and I keep a mental note of that. And it's just been wonderful. It's given back to me tenfold, just the way it says in the Bible.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And Greg, you're part of that community, right?
I am, and the great resource that we have here is there are so many people that are, and we're so proud of our Western heritage right here in Prescott. And this was a film capital for years. I mean, this is where they came from Hollywood to come out to Arizona. Tom Mix, all these early, a lot of Westerns were shot out here as part of our history, our heritage, right here in Prescott.
Right.
And this was the state capital at one time, and early 1900s when the film business was getting started, this was a hot spot.
Yeah, definitely.
Everything came out of here.
Actually, they were making silent movies before Hollywood even was created.
I have no doubt.
Yeah,
That's a fun fact for you.
They had a studio over there by Watson Lake.
Wow.
And it had a rotating stage because they didn't have lights. So they had to just use the sun, and they had white scrims, and so they would just rotate that for lighting.
And bounce the lights,
right.
and that was that.
It was all natural, a natural lit studio.
Well, they didn't even have electricity back then, so it's just, or they had just found it.
Yeah,
I think.
just figuring it out, not quite popular.
Yeah, figuring it out. But yeah, so they were making silent movies before Hollywood was even created.
Really? Out here in Prescott?
Out here in Prescott, yep.
1912.
No shot. That's awesome. That's cool history.
And that's the kind of thing you could find out at the Western Heritage Museum, because they talk about all the different aspects. I mean, just, how this town is growing, how we, the center of commerce, the center of transportation, all the things that happened in the movie Tombstone started here in Prescott.
Yeah.
All those grudges and stuff, that was all happening here. The Earps were here,
Johnny Behan was here.
Yeah. All these people were involved before they went to Tucson,
Right.
Or was it actually done in Tucson, or where was it done down there?
I beg your pardon. What was the question?
In Tombstone.
And Tombstone was down there by south of Tucson.
Tucson.
Yeah, south of Tucson.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a big silver strike down there.
But
and we traded the territory capital between Tucson and Prescott for a couple of years, back and forth, and finally ended up in Phoenix. And
they split the difference.
Yeah, they split the difference, and they found water down there, so it was a central location.
Yeah, that's all really cool history, and I love that. That is what this town is about, It's about the rich history, and we have so much of it from, Western, especially the Western roots of it.
And
it all comes from a really beautiful place.
The Western Heritage Center is dedicated to keeping the spirit of the West alive here. And we try to do it by preservation. We try to do it through education and entertainment to keep that spirit going on. We donate, we raise money to donate that to several high school students that are, we donate $2,000 scholarships to. We had 5 of them this last month that we donated for. So that is that, so that they continue in the spirit of if they go into the rodeo or they go into veterinary or cattle management or range, that's what they're qualified for.
Yeah.
Keeping that forward.
And that's amazing. That's an amazing mission that we can all appreciate.
Yeah.
I have a question for both of you guys. I know, well, all of you guys, you're all associated in film in this area. So what is the biggest thing that you guys want to see from the industry in the future as it's kind of moving? It seems like it's moving out of California, moving to some different areas. What are the things that you want to see out of the industry now?
Well, we got our tax credits back, which is great because now we're able to offer a return, and we want people to come here and spend lots of money, run their different movies, run a television show, all that kind of stuff. That generates a lot of income for the local area. It does a lot of local hires, everything from carpenters and catering and drivers and everything, and they're all hired here locally. Right. The more you spend here locally, you're able to get some of that back because that's an investment in Arizona's future.
100%.
So the allowing to get some of those tax credits back, that makes us more competitive. We're not as competitive as some other states, but I mean, at least we can offer that to somebody. They can come in and say, look, you shoot here. It's the soft incentives that we really have a lot to offer. In other words, the Western reenactors, all the legitimate and authentic Western clothing, rigs. We're in the area that, I mean, you're going to shoot a Western or something related to Westerns, whether it's modern or, late 1800s. We have all that stuff available, and you have all these people with this wealth of knowledge that just really, again, makes it authentic, makes it work. We have a lot to offer here in this town as far as what we're doing and being very centrally located because, I mean, we want this to become a film hub so that people can shoot different locations that are beautiful, whether you're up in Sedona,
right,
whether you want to go into the mountains and you do the pine forests, whether you want to go to the deserts. We're literally, we're an hour away from some of the greatest movie sets, and we're an hour and a half away from the friggin' Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Nobody else has got that. That's that's us.
Yeah.
That's Arizona, the Grand Canyon. This is it. That stuff you can't buy. That stuff you can't. You can take pictures and manufacture.
Practical part
but
of
yeah,
it. Yeah.
And you're going to come there and get onto the sets and utilize all that stuff and all the people that are involved in that. That's what we're gearing up for the future.
100%. I agree with you.
The other thing too is this is a film-friendly town.
Yep.
Okay, we are interfaced with all of the government agencies, and so the idea is being able to get permits, being able to get locations, being able to get things done without getting stuck in the bureaucratic mud.
Right.
Right. And so, and then we have another thing that we have cool weather. We have cool summers.
It's cool right now.
And it's cool right now in April. But we have a lot of opportunities because, like you said, Greg, we're within an hour of pretty much anything. Mm-hmm. And then even in our current locations, we have 4 major areas. We have lakes, we have forests, we have desert.
And we have mountains.
And we have mountains.
So.
And so we're able to be able to facilitate that for any filmmaker. And there was one producer that came to our group and was noticing that some of the terrain that's here, we have prairie terrain, which duplicates a lot of other international locations, like the Middle East or in other areas, so that we're very viable beyond just the Western genre.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You can make any kind of movie here in this area.
True.
So bringing all of that together, just bringing more film into the area, having those incentives, having people be like, hey, Prescott is the spot. We can get anywhere we want, anything we want in this location. I love it. And I think that it's moving that way more and more.
We're trying to raise awareness, and that's really what it is. We'll be going again to the American film market and showcasing Prescott. We'll have a booth and our our representatives there to let people know, look, Phoenix is cool, but
Right.
you haven't seen Prescott yet.
Yeah.
Come check it out.
100%.
So, and the American film market is that's the equivalent of Cannes or the European film market. It is the American film market. Everybody goes there. All the vendors, all the buyers, all the producers, directors. That's the central meeting hub. Once
Yeah.
a year where everybody goes to sell their movie or to make their movie.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I say we get into our next segment. That was awesome talk, and I really appreciate it coming from filmmakers and people who have been involved in the industry. I can appreciate it, and I know some of our listeners will definitely key in on some of the things we were saying. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and spin the topic wheel. Just tap that little white button. And... Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories.
We got conspiracy theories for you guys. So we're going to ask you some questions based off some conspiracy theories. And I'm going to try and relate it to film a little bit here. Starting off with, do you guys think the moon landing was filmed in Hollywood? Because from what I've seen, we're getting footage from Mars and the moon, and it is not as high quality as it was in the 70s. Explain it. I don't understand it. What do we think?
Go ahead, Bob.
Okay. it's they actually landed on the moon, okay? And that and there's two main reasons why that I can say filmatically. Number one, the footage was shot in 1969, right? They didn't have green screen technology in 1969, nor did they have the amazing wire systems that you see in the Chinese movies, right? Where they can just make people float and twirl around like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. This predates all that technology.
This
for
predates
sure.
all of that technology. And so when you actually watch them bouncing on the moon, that was unachievable filmatically or video, digitally. There was no digital back then.
Right.
And so being able to do that, that's the number one thing. The number two thing is you watch the dust. When they kicked up the dust, it had a very
specific.
It had a weightlessness to the dust. And I'm sorry, but only now could you duplicate that digitally. That kind of dust. So just those two factors.
It hung there.
It hung. It just hung there, and then it went down. So
well, everybody thinks space is cold, but it's actually just a vacuum. It has no temperature. There's nothing going on there.
Right.
But it's we got there.
Yeah, we did.
We got there.
Yeah.
Right.
It's taken us another 20, 30 years to go back.
But there were over 20,000 people that were involved in developing the technology for the Apollo missions. You could not keep 20,000 people quiet about that kind of a thing.
Now, they may have instituted a backup in the event that things went wrong. Right. And this is part of the conspiracy theory, because there was a movie out, what just came out with Scarlett Johansson, right?
Right.
Fly Me to the Moon.
Right.
Which is all about that.
Right.
Where they set it up on a soundstage and they did it, and of course everything goes wrong as they're trying to reproduce it Hollywood style.
Right.
But it was there as a backup in the event that they weren't able to reproduce it, because again we were looking at a if we didn't make it happen, if it couldn't happen, it would be a press disaster.
Right.
We'd sunk billions of dollars into this, and there were so many things riding on it. It was a huge thing. It was our chance as America to really step up and step to the forefront of space travel and proclaim and beat the Russians, and all that kind of stuff. So I can understand that there may have been something in place. They may have contacted a director in Hollywood to simulate this, but the actual footage that we ended up seeing and the things that actually ended up happening were all real.
So let me throw a conspiracy theory to the moon thing.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. There's a documentary called The Hidden NASA Tapes. And the idea is that Neil Armstrong, and he will say this, is that they saw a UFO or a UAP there at the moon, and it was cylindrical shape, and he actually took photographs of it. But they buried all of that because they don't want the news to come out that there were actually UFOs already on the moon. There's your conspiracy theory.
I see no problem with that. Well, because again, our little pea brains might just, our heads might explode if we were to actually have to deal with the fact that, yes, there are other entities in the universe.
Yeah.
Because
Too much to handle.
We like to
Too
pride
much.
ourselves that we're the center of the universe. So,
Indeed. Well, I have had a blast. I appreciate you guys for coming on, and this has been super fun. I wish I had more time to talk about some deeper conspiracy theories, because you guys sound very knowledgeable on what you guys have to say. So, from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of Curbcast's heart, we thank you for coming on. Dennis, Bob, appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're going to wrap it up. We'll be right back.
Okay.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back. And we're in front of the Western Heritage Center downtown. It's a little chilly tonight, but
So cold.
we got some new guests to keep us warm with conversation. Anyways, go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
I'm Connor. I'm an ambassador at Yavapai College.
I'm Nick, and I'm also an ambassador at Yavapai College.
Right on. One of our sponsors, as it shows up on the screen. Well, we appreciate you for coming out and having some conversation with us, I should say.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, there's something coming up for you guys,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah, I think finally it's actually coming
Yeah.
up. I feel like it's been like a week away for like 7 years now.
Yeah,
but,
no.
next week, we're doing Yavapalooza, our spring carnival event at the college. So we're
What is the Yavapalooza? Can you give me just a little rundown of that?
so it's just a way to bring the community together. We're gonna have bouncy houses, music, food trucks, and kind of just everything for families to come and have a good time.
A lot of different games,
Yeah.
like for all ages. Basically, all the different clubs and organizations are all hosting their own
cool.
games, and yeah,
So it's like kind of like a carnival vibe. Like
Yeah,
you come
for sure.
in, families can come,
Yep.
and it's like just live music. I
Live
think
music.
that they have a DJ come in.
Yes,
Uh,
DJ Beats Mahler.
Yeah,
Yep.
Beat Mahler.
Beat
He's going to
Mahler.
be there, so go check it out. Huge shout out to you guys for showing up. So we really appreciate you for coming and having you on.
Yeah, of
course.
Yeah, thanks
We're
for
glad to
having us.
be here.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So you know the game.
I know the game.
Connor knows the game. Nick, I'm gonna have you spin the wheel tonight.
I get to
because
spin the wheel?
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You should feel very
Very honored.
important.
I am honored right now.
Well, right on. All right. So we got some topics loaded up in there.
That
Hit
just
that
happened.
white button, and then we'll get to cooking.
All right.
What do we get?
Relationship.
Relationship.
Would you
Oh,
rather?
oh, would you rather?
Would
It's
you
right on the
rather?
cusp. Right on the cusp. Cool. We got some good would you rather questions
Can-
for you loaded
Can I
up.
start this one?
Start it off, Tim?
So, would
Fire
you
away.
rather be 2 hours early to everything, or never be able to speed on the road ever?
Trick question. I never speed. So.
Ah,
He almost got him. He almost got him. We got the cops
so-
somewhere
so,
back
yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Hey,
so.
I mean, I don't drive. He drove me, so
that's true.
speeding is.
We just dodged the question entirely.
Yeah,
Sorry
there
about
you go.
that.
You just Uber everywhere. That solves both problems,
Exactly.
right? Dang, they deflected that.
Yeah.
They were
I
ready
feel-
for that.
I feel
We're PR trained, I
humbled
think,
right
now,
now.
so.
Sit down. Be humble. All right.
You want to take this next one?
Yeah, I'll grab this one. Would you rather live in the Marvel universe or the Star Wars universe? And if so, what would your character be in either or?
Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in.
I know.
Marvel, I feel like you're fine as long as you're like not in New York City. I feel like
Honestly, yeah.
everything just like every day is probably terrible there. But
Yeah.
If you're not like personally related to Spider-Man, you should be good.
Prescott,
Yeah,
Arizona,
Uncle
you
Ben.
should be fine. So I don't know. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Maybe you just check the news and be like, oh, what's going on with them?
Oh
today?
man,
And
more damage
then-
in
but
New
yeah,
York.
and be like, wow, that's terrible. But
Just got leveled again.
So you wouldn't want to be like a superhero or anything? You just want
no,
to be like a
I think I just want to,
You just
live
be a
normal
chill
life.
guy?
Yeah, just chill.
hands in the pockets.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick?
I'd also pick Marvel. I really like Marvel, but I think that I would pick. I don't know if a specific character, but maybe Doctor Strange if I had to pick one, just because I really like magic.
Okay.
You would see a lot of cool stuff with that guy.
I
He's always
feel
doing
like-
crazy stuff.
You can like see into other dimensions, other universes, tell what's happening to the other Nicks out there.
Yeah,
I think that's a great choice.
get to learn a lot of cool things. Like maybe I could have a fireworks spell for Yavapalooza.
No doubt, no doubt. What do you got, Tim? Do you have another one cooking up there?
No, I think we should spin the wheel again.
Spin the wheel again.
Yeah,
I
twice?
agree.
Don't
We'll do
spin
it twice. We
I
have
wasn't
two
ready for
guests.
that. All right.
Might as well,
I
right?
think I get this bit this time.
You got this. That was a good spin.
Now we're both
Yeah,
honored.
solid.
Solid spin.
Trivia.
Trivia.
Oh,
Oh.
nice. All right. We got
Oh.
some good trivia questions for
Sweet.
you. Let's see. They're kind of film related, but let's see.
Oh no.
Do you guys know what HTTP stands for?
No.
You know what www dot stands for?
WW.
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web. Yeah,
World
that's
Wide
right.
Web. Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding,
HT.
ding.
Oh, so like the computer.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
What's it stand for?
Oh, I don't know what it stands for. I know what it is now. I really didn't know what you
Yeah,
were talking about.
it
before.
stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
Oh, okay.
There's really no
I didn't-
reason to know that.
I know. I
Unless
didn't
you're,
either.
Like into tech.
I had no idea what that
web
was until I
stuff.
started looking up these questions. So
Yeah.
I didn't expect you to get that one.
I mean, I've heard it before, but not something I remember.
Yeah, no. But do you guys know what the first YouTube video was?
Yes.
I actually do.
Do
too.
you?
He's
Go
in.
ahead.
Was he like at a zoo?
Yeah, he was at the zoo. Day at the
Yeah.
zoo.
Yep, it's called Me at the
That's
Zoo.
classic. Yeah.
And he's
I-
just talking about an elephant's trunk.
Yeah,
for
it's
like
like
10
a 20
seconds.
it's like a 26-second video. It's like the most random stuff, but
Yeah.
bringing me back to old YouTube. Here, you want to ask one? Real
Uh,
quick, throw it out. Let me see what you got, Tim.
What is the name of the American flag? I feel like we were all taught this, but that's
Yeah.
an interesting one.
I had to
Got
look
it?
it up. I forgot it. I knew it, but I forgot
The
it.
name of the American flag.
Yeah. Yeah, not just the American flag. Like what's
Right.
There's a name.
There's a
for
name.
it.
There's a
Oh,
name that people
no.
call it.
I feel so ashamed.
I
of
know.
myself right now.
You're not
I
a real
felt very-
American.
I felt
Oh
very
my goodness.
not patriotic.
What does it start with?
Old.
Oh, yeah, old.
Or
Old
yeah.
something.
Oh, this is phone a friend. I have
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
something.
Oh, okay.
No.
He's like about to call something.
Old Faithful?
Oh, it's close.
Old like OLD, not OL?
Yeah, OLD.
Or it might be. No, it's OLD.
It
It's
is
OLD.
OLD.
What's the first letter of the next word?
I feel if I
This
say
is
the
slowly
first
start spelling it out.
You know, I think that we're going to offend all of your listeners. So
Nah.
I'm already offended myself
Yeah.
right now.
Do you know how many
I was
stars
pick-
there are on it?
50.
Okay,
50,
we're
yeah.
solid.
And
no
how
one's
many
offended
stripes?
then.
Huh?
And how many
stripes?
stripes? 13.
Yes.
Do you know why?
Colonies.
13
Yeah.
colonies.
13 colonies.
Yes.
And the blood, it's red because the blood in the Revolutionary War. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Like the
can't
red
remember.
stripe specifically.
I actually don't know that, but it is Old Glory.
Old Glory.
Old
Old
Glory.
Glory. Yep, that's the name of our great American
embarrassing.
flag.
I-
I
I-
know.
That's embarrassing.
I think I've never heard that before. honestly.
Really?
Never?
Yeah.
I feel like I was
Never.
taught
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
remember
they-
that. I remember that being like, yeah.
I can't
but-
remember the lady's name who first stitched it.
It was like rushed, wasn't it? They were like, yeah, we kind of need
Yeah,
this,
we're-
so
we
she
were
just
like-
threw together something.
Here you go.
Throw some stars on it. Maybe some stripes.
All right, I'll give you guys one last one. Let's see. What do we got? What film holds the most Oscars? Do you guys know that?
Titanic.
That's one of them. It's actually a tie.
Nice.
That was actually really good.
That
I
was
didn't
really,
expect
really
you
good.
guys to get that. Titanic. It is Titanic, Ben-Hur, and The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King.
okay.
They're all tied with 11 Oscars, which is crazy.
nice.
I can't believe you got that. Dude, that's up top.
That is awesome.
Good
dude.
Yeah. I would have never got the second one. But
Yeah, no, I don't even know what that is. I'm gonna have to go home and research. But
Yeah, same.
well, you guys did really good actually. That was
Yeah,
solid.
That was
I-
pretty solid. You
that
guys
was
are awesome.
solid. So I appreciate you guys for getting at least some right, so I don't seem like a trickmeister.
course.
But we appreciate you
Yeah,
guys for
thank
coming
you,
on.
Ashley.
As always a pleasure. So, Connor, Nick, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
You guys are
Yeah.
really awesome.
Yeah,
And
for sure. And don't forget, go out to Yavapalooza,
Yep.
have some fun
Yeah.
in the community here at Prescott. It's at Ken Lindley, correct?
No, it's in the parking lot of our college.
Oh, it's in the parking lot.
Right in front.
They have a nice parking lot.
Yeah, yeah.
April 11th.
Yeah, April 11th, 4 to 8. Yeah.
Sweet. Come out, support Yavapai College. Thank you guys for supporting your college as well. We'll catch you with another guest in just a second.
Welcome back to another Curbcast. We are joined here with Cameron. We are in front of the Prescott Western.
No,
Heritage-
let her say her name. Say it.
Cameron Knuckles.
Cameron
Cameron motherfucking Knuckles, dude. That's sick. That is a sick name, by the way. I really do enjoy saying
Yeah,
your
that's
name.
awesome, dude.
I feel cool sitting here with you. Anyways, do you know what we're doing here today?
I heard that there's a wheel.
I
a
hear-
wheel of topics.
You hear correctly. There is a wheel of topics, and we're going to have you go ahead and spin
Oh.
said wheel.
and
Lots of
torture you.
pressure.
I know. We got a bunch of loaded questions for you.
Okay, good.
So,
Those are the questions
Go ahead,
I
click the
like.
Hit
white
that
button.
White button.
Show us
Okay.
how it's done.
We're gone.
Let's see what we get.
Music.
Ooh, music. All right. I can get down with some music. Are you into the do you like EDM? Like what's your go-to like jams?
Not so much EDM. I mean, punk is in my household for sure.
Okay.
My
Punk is awesome.
dad and my uncle are in their own little ska band. My uncle's actually touring, doing like a revival tour for Fork Fest in Utah with Aquabats as the header.
He's
So-
Aquabats.
He's not in Aquabats. He's the second header. Stretch
Oh.
Armstrong. Plug for Brian.
Plug for Brian.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That's super cool. So you like grow up around music
Oh
kind
yeah,
of.
music nights weekly. You know, dad on the guitar, me on drums every once in a
Oh
while.
heck yeah. So you actually play
That's
for the most part. Like
I can hold a beat.
Yeah.
Why
At
can't
there
I
you
be
go.
this cool, man?
I know it. Dude, her name's Cameron Knuckles. She plays the drums.
It
Get
doesn't
outta
get better
here. Yeah,
than that.
doesn't-
And she's punk.
Yeah, that doesn't get cooler than that, dude. That's pretty sweet. So, anyways, I have some questions for you.
Okay.
So, if you were to go to a concert, what's your dream like personal lineup?
Oh my god. I mean, it's hard because I just saw the Lumineers this year, and
Oh,
they've
okay.
always been like a sentimental band. But dream lineup. That's so hard.
Any genre.
Any
Yeah,
genre.
any
I know.
genre.
Don't box yourself. It could be anyone.
Any genre. Dead people. Can I
Dead
see
people.
Yeah,
people
absolutely.
too? Okay.
Dream lineup means that you're not awake.
Okay, I wish I was alive in the eras of like Ozfest.
Okay.
I work out with
Oh.
a guy who toured with Ozzy Osbourne back in like '82. He worked the animatronic that Ozzy would come out of.
What?
So I got an old backstage pass, old guitar pick. So I'd love to be alive for like Ozfest stuff.
See the bat.
Yeah, see the bat.
Yeah.
The lack of bat.
Lack
It's
of
there,
head.
just not its head.
Yeah, not anymore.
R.I.P. that bad.
Yeah. R.I.P. So like that kind of stuff. Suicidal tendencies. I
okay.
hike with a girl who used to be big on suicidal tendencies. She was like this crazy old mosher. She's like 50. One of my best friends, Sandy.
Heck yeah, shout out.
So, you know, good bands like that. And then Rancid, I was there for, they recently toured with Green Day. So I saw
Okay.
them for their last 15 minutes of a set. But there was traffic, so we didn't get the full thing. So
Damn.
I'd love to see a full Rancid. Like, Tim Armstrong is just so killer.
Like a full set by
full
them.
set by Rancid.
What a lineup. Ozzy Osbourne, Rancid, and
Yeah.
then what was the other one that you said?
Suicidal.
Suicidal Tendencies.
And
ST.
I've also been really liking like the group of like Boldy James and like West Side Gun. Those
Ooh.
guys
Oh, okay.
are so good.
So
Okay.
hip-hop.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. So if it was any genre, I'd sprinkle those guys in for sure.
That's a long set.
Oh yeah,
That's a
I
long
would be
fest.
there for hours, hours, days.
Make a whole
Days,
fest out of this,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right on. We're gonna hit him up, and we're gonna see what
Yeah.
we can do.
We'll make it happen.
We'll bring Ozzy back.
I have
Yeah.
a question for you. So right now, a lot of old bands are doing their revivals. Do you know why that is?
Probably just because. Probably just because, you know, being retro is the biggest thing nowadays, being vintage. And so
Right.
if you're a vintage band, you can get all these newcomers, these new ages.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get them coming back.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because like retro, I do feel like retro is coming back. But now we have like people making AI songs and like use.
God.
I think that's so stupid. What's your opinion on it?
I feel like human-made art can never be replicated by
100%.
digital media, but it is horrifying that like those markets and those creative mediums are more and more under like threat of AI. Like it's so crazy being a kid coming out into the world planning on getting a career and being like, will this career be
Be there.
present? Like, is that a
100%.
AI safe position?
Yeah, it's so crazy because the people who are like in control of the music industry, like, it's gonna get so advanced to where you're not gonna be able to tell if it's really freaking Taylor Swift singing or not that I like love Taylor Swift.
Oh,
but
really? I
It's
totally
okay.
would've
It's like
said
if she
one of
uses
those
AI.
guys.
Maybe
I'm a
we'll allow it
Swiftie
for one
diehard.
person.
Yeah, I could replace her. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know about the other like 10 million people who listen to her, but I don't know. I think that this AI generated music stuff is gonna. It just makes me cringe.
Little do they know, this is all AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's why none of us are showing our hands.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
the play with AI.
It's not
like, how many
cold.
fingers does that person have?
Well, right on. This is a really good
Yeah, this is a good
segment. Dude, I could
It's
talk
nice to
about
have you.
music forever,
Oh,
but
yeah.
unfortunately, we only have like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we're kind
So-
of through.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Cameron.
coming on.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
to see you again.
it was
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome
Super
set.
fun.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Maybe we'll see that dream rotation.
Yep.
Maybe.
Anyways, we'll be back just after this. All right.
Welcome
and we're
back.
in. Dude, another guest here on the Curbcast in front
Yeah.
of the Western Heritage Center downtown. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Oh man, I'm Barrick. I'm not much about me. I've known Tim for a little while now.
Yeah,
though.
he's-
Heck yeah.
He's pretty cool.
That's so cool that you actually have the same name as my middle name, and I've never met anybody with the name Barrick.
Yeah.
Middle, last, it doesn't matter.
Me neither.
Except-
Like I was wondering, how's yours spelled?
Mine is B-A-R-A-K.
dude,
No
the
way,
exact same. Like that's crazy.
Everyone called me Barack Obama. I was
Yeah,
like,
growing up.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm not him, bro. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. But anyways, Barrick, dude, my guy, I'm going to have you go ahead and spin our topic wheel tonight.
Oh hell yeah.
Hit it up. Let's see what we get.
Ooh.
Something good.
Some of these are really big words. What does that say?
Would-
Chromacopia?
Oh, Tyler, the creator, just pops out of the middle
What's
of the
the
desk.
word?
Would you rather?
Oh, would you rather?
Would you rather?
Okay.
All right,
okay.
let me see. Let me see what we got. Tim, do you have one off the top of your head?
I have that
or-
one time one. Should I ask that one?
You can ask.
Yeah.
You can ask
So would
that,
you
yeah.
rather be 2 hours early to everything all the time without a choice, or would you rather never be able to speed?
He looks like he likes to drive fast.
Yeah, I would take like 2 hours early. I can always kill some time.
Yeah, that's
See what's in the area.
That's so valid. That is a valid point. I don't know if I could be 2 hours early to everything, dude.
I kind of am 2 hours. I was 2 hours early to this.
Yeah, no, you were.
Must be extra cold then.
Yeah.
But anyways, I got another one. All right. Would you rather have dinner with your favorite celebrity or be in a movie with them, or like be whether they're like a musician, be on set with them, be in a movie?
I definitely want to be in something with them.
Oh,
like,
who is it?
Oh, if I had to pick one. Yo, that's a hard one.
It's tough, dude. It's tough. Like me, I'd want to be in a movie with freaking, Matt Damon.
I would love to be with Robert Pattinson. That's my guy.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about you? Or it
Dude.
doesn't have to be. It could be a song. You could be
Yeah.
featured on a song.
Dude, I'd say a good little Seth Rogen movie. They're always bangers. Like,
Yeah, that
I
would
feel like
I'd
go
be
that fits
cast
you
good,
so
I
well.
think.
Dude, that would go. Dude, that would be so hard to be in Pineapple Express. Like,
Just a little side character.
yeah, yeah. Even if it was like a little role, I would still want to be
Just
there.
like a little,
Yeah.
like 1 minute scene at like a
Yeah.
diner.
I
or
just
something.
need
Yeah.
a cameo.
Yeah.
I'll be the waiter.
You just like spill. What would you imagine yourself as, like your role in a movie?
Yeah, what would you want to be like his co-actor and
Mm.
like be his sidekick?
give us the
or,
scene.
like,
I
yeah.
think I'd be like a little cutaway star. Like something will be going on, and like say they're like barreling down the street, and it's like I just like slam on my brakes, and it cuts to me, and I'm just in my car like just
you-
freaking out about what's going on.
You
You're
like,
just like
they
a
like
cut
pull
to,
up
yeah.
next
Yeah.
to you at a stoplight, and you're like,
It's like
you give them
They-
a little head nod.
they do something stupid in a road and it just cuts to you like, hey, what's the big idea?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing here? I'm walking in. You're just a New Yorker who's not actually from New York. That is
Yeah.
funny, dude. I could get down with that. Anyways, do you have another one, or should I hit him with?
Let's hit him
one
with
more?
another wheel spin. What do you
All
think?
right, I say yes.
Oh, another wheel spin.
Yeah.
All
Lucky
right, let me see what you got, man. Throw it on there.
Spin this, John.
Spin it, John.
So much anticipation.
I know. Watch, it's gonna give you the same.
Pop
one. Oh,
culture.
pop culture.
Okay.
All right, all right.
I'll
I
let
can
you
get behind it.
I'll let you had this one.
I'll start it off. All right. What is the latest show that you have binge watched? Like you can't get off of
That
it.
I binge watched. Oh, it'd have to be Snowfall on Hulu.
Oh, that's so good.
My homie was trying to get me into it for so long, and it's like I was just like
It's a long
watching
watch,
so many
though.
shows. I still haven't watched the last season. Like that always happens to me. I get to the end of something, I'm like, I just don't want it to end. Like,
Right.
Yeah, dude. That's a good show though.
What
no.
what do you like about it? Like what's your initial draw to it?
Initially, like just like the plot, because it's all about like
Real
the CIA's involvement in the
Which is
crack
crazy,
epidemic,
yeah.
and so it's like that's a topic that isn't touched on like crazy amounts, because it's just kind of almost conspiracy. Like,
Yeah, it's a deep,
but it's all proven.
it's a deep show. That one's super cool because it feels real. Like it feels like a real story.
Yeah, yeah.
Could be happening somewhere.
To us, we're the CIA.
To us, to us, you're getting sold crack.
No, I'm not getting sold crack. I'm the CIA.
You're bringing it
my
in.
Bad. My bad. I took that the wrong way.
Anyways,
we're gonna have to wrap it up here. But dude, Merrick,
Sweet.
I appreciate you for coming
Yeah,
on.
this
man.
was
Yeah, it
sick,
was an
man.
honor.
It's nice to see you.
Yeah, for sure. I like the sweater, by the way. I
Oh,
meant to say that
thank you,
earlier,
yeah.
but pretty drip.
Oh, first time wearing it out,
Yeah.
feeling good.
Got to flex. All right, on Barrick. We're gonna come back with another guest. Thank you for
Sweet.
coming on. And that's it.
That's it.
That's a wrap on episode 8.
That concludes episode 8.
We're done. Dude, it's been a great time. I had a bunch of fun. Did you?
Yeah, it was a really rich experience.
I like that. A rich experience here downtown Prescott in front of the Western Heritage Center, which is our location sponsor. Huge shout out to them. Thank you a ton. We can't thank you enough. Speaking of, Dennis Tuberty and Bob Humphrey for coming on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome people.
They had a great segment in there. Greg Paul, huge shout out to him for coming on, being a host, helping us out with that segment. It was a great time. And we got some sponsors to thank.
Special thank you to Axiom Hi-Fi, as well as Yavapai College, as well as Digital Realm Studios,
Yep.
as well as the amazing TBD show.
Yeah, the Alzheimer's Association, Prescott Tire Pros, and just the random people tonight, dude.
Thank you
Yeah.
for everyone who just came up and was on the show.
Straight up. They were awesome. We can't thank them enough, man. It doesn't live without the random people of Prescott, man, coming up after a couple drinks, hanging out with us, talking it up. If you haven't already, go follow us at the Curbcast Pod on pretty much any social media you can think of. Go check us out. Give us a follow. Give us some likes. Let us know your feedback in the comments. If you want to see a certain segment, some different topics that you want to throw in there, give us some comments, man. Throw it out there. Let the people know.
And as always, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, all of our watchers, all of our listeners on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, anything you can name. Thank you guys for supporting us here at the Curbcast. We're going to wrap it out tonight. And that's episode 8.